Alright boys and girls, another day, another video, and if you guys all like my video at weekend with that kid whose van I did, it all turned out perfectly. It is really windy today, so I've got my little mic thing on, so hopefully you won't have a load of trouble with the wind noise. And we've got, this is what our repair is for this week. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside because I have to strip both the arms down and sort it out, so she's had plenty of work. But today I'm going to talk about a couple of topics, and the topics are going to be, I'm going to talk about something political, and I am not an educated man. I am just the same as anybody else. My reading and writing's a load of shit, but I like to think I've got an half decent brain about thinking, you know, logically. You know, if you want to go outside, you've got to open the door first. So what I'm going to talk to you about first is this thing we've got going in the country where people are all rioting and stuff like that, okay? Because it affects us all. This is a channel only about waste, and I'm going to show you another part of my business that I don't advertise to a lot of people, and it's, you know, makes good money for us, and it's something you can do and make yourself some money with very, very little outlay. So, you know, I like to always be on top of the job. Our yard's looking nice. We ain't got a lot of wood in. Wood's getting wood piles down, rubbish piles down. We're trying to get the yard nice to keep it on top of it, because as you all know, the Environment Agency, they are hardcore now. They're on it, they're hard, they want to get us all sorted. Right, so I'm going to talk to you about today the working man's, you know, what the working man thinks. This is just my opinion, and before I go into the video, I'm just going to tell everybody from the get-go, I do not give two shits what colour anybody is, or where they're from, or what the religion is, or anything else. I don't care. Not interested in the slightest. There's 2,000 religions, Piers Morgan said. So if there's 2,000 religions, that means 1,999 people's religions must be fake. Yeah? If you look at it like that. So that's why I don't look at it. My nana, she was, you know, she went to a Catholic nun school and everything. My mum did, you know, the real Catholic. I'm not interested. You know, don't get wrong, I do believe that it's good to be good to people and you can live. And I think a lot of anxiety in the world now, you know, people stressed out and all that. Years ago, everybody joined together and, you know, you could go to church and people give you help and you had a little support structure, where now if you're sick or you're fed up, you go to your doctor and he gives you a tablet. It makes all your problems go away and turns you into a zombie. But going back to, you know, religion and the riots and everything else, this is just a take from a man who works every day like a dog. I think that the problem, yeah, is not that anybody's racist. I don't think people are naturally racist. I think that the problem is people are pissed off. Not just white people, not just black people. And I'll give you an example. I was in the Chinese the other night. True story this. I was in the Chinese. I said, fuck hell, these prices have gone up, haven't they? Went, oh yeah, the price of chicken, and you know, he was complaining. And I think that's what's happening here. I think people as a whole are sick of paying a lot of money for fuel, a lot of money for, you know, food, just living costs. People are sick of having no money, you know, and I think that's where all the tension is. I don't think the tension's anything to do with, you know, race, religion. You know, 3 girls have been killed. Yeah, 100%, that's disgusting. You know, and that kid probably would have never done it if there was a man stood in front of him, because if it was a man like me and you was in the skip game, we would have just flat packed him. But I don't think it is religion. I think this country is fed up. I think that's what it is, it's fed up. We don't need these idiots, you know, smashing shit up. We don't need Tommy Robinson. I don't think anybody's far right, you know, where this, you know, lunatics believe all the white people are good, or they believe all Muslims are good, or they believe all blacks are good. I don't think that is it. I think we're all fed up. If you go shopping and your 40 quid shop is £100, you're pissed off. And I think that is happening every single day, and it's making the country fed up, depressed. Rents are through the roof, everything's through the roof, your insurance is through the roof. We're just all fed up. And I think the government, like I say, I am not an educated man, I'm an idiot. I was in all the bottom sets at school. My reading and writing was a load of shit. I didn't do science. I used to do agricultural studies, which actually set me on for where I am now, because we used to rebuild lawnmowers and stuff like that instead of doing science. You know, I am literally bottom set. I was on 3 dinners at school. I am literally the thingy of a working man, and I'm fed up. You know, I'm probably better off than other people. Maybe some other people. I've got a job. We earn a living, and there's a lot of people a lot more less fortunate than me and you. That is for sure. And if you're in the waste industry, you'll know we do all right. We do all right. We're not struggling to put our electric on. I'm doing laps here. Look, I'm picking my can up every time I go around. But I do understand everybody's frustration. I do. And when you see somebody getting killed by somebody else who's not your ethnicity, could be an Englishman, whatever. I mean, look at Donald Trump. The guy who tried to kill him was white. It is what it is. And it just whips people up into a frenzy, and they get all excited and they want to jump on it. But I went to the riots on Saturday and not protested. I went and had a look. I went into town. My daughter went shopping. She rang me. She was crying. She said, I'm outside Primark, of all places, and there's loads of people setting flares off right in the town centre of Hull. So her and her 4 friends, she rung me, can you come for me? So I went down there 100 mile an hour, picked her up, got her in the car, and then from a distance sat and watched what people was doing. And this is the mad thing. So the protesters weren't English. There was all different ethnicities, right? They was all stood outside the local asylum place, smashing fuck out of it, basically. All different people. Then they didn't do a lot of damage. They was just throwing sticks and stones and bottles. They went, they'd had enough, 5 minutes, shouting and being daft. And then loads of young kids come. You know the ones, these little muppets who wear fingers across the face like this. Honestly, you've never seen that like it, have you? Absolute numpties. How the parents let them do it. But I watched these riots, and the full thing, the fires, the smashing shit up, was all young kids, just youngsters. 60, I'd say 14 to 21 maximum. They weren't shouting for anything to do with the country. They weren't protesting. They was just smashing shit up. Loads of young kids smashing shit up, then running in shops, pinching it, coming out with a big smile on the face. That doesn't represent anything. That's just a load of little knobheads. These little gangs of kids and shit stood around who want a clip round their ear. But we live in the world now, don't we, where if you told somebody off and give them a clip round the ear, you'd be in prison. If you grabbed one of them kids and said, right, get to fuck, get moved on, you'd be in jail. You'd be doing 2 years, 3 years for assault on a minor. That little kid can spit on your face, throw a brick through a window, and there's nothing they can do. And then smash all your shit up. I don't know if these riots represent the country. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if they represent us. I'm just pissed off as a person because I'm sick of everything going up, sick of being skint. You buy something today and you buy it again in, you bought it 6 months ago and it's gone up 50%. But we can't charge 50% more. We ain't got 50% more wages. We ain't got now. And then you've got the Prime Minister on TV saying everybody who kicks off is a thug and all that lot and everything else. Why don't the guy just listen to us? If people are pissed off about inflation and stuff like that, that man's a lot more educated than probably me and you. He should be able to find the solution to the problem that I would never be able to find and probably you'd never be able to find. And he controls everything. And that's the thing I don't understand. You know, like I always say to people, I like a fair system. I want to pay the same to get rid of some as someone else. I want to bar things in for the same as somebody else. You know, just a fair system, and then let your customers choose who they like, by who gives the best service and who you look after the best. But it doesn't work out that way, does it? And I think that's what everybody's pissed off about. I mean, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Obviously this is a waste channel, and that's what we deal in, waste. So, you know, but at the same time, it massively affects everybody. And if it carries on, all this burning things and all that lot, I think what'll happen is they'll do martial law or something. So like on a weekend, you're not allowed to gather in, they'll stop people gathering and all stuff like that. The media puts things online. They put a video, you know, 5 Muslims jumping on a car of Asians, you know, that gets the white people going. Then they put a video of white people hitting a Muslim, and that gets the Muslims going. Just a load of shit. They're just turning everybody in on each other. Let me tell you now, the best lad I've got working for me, I'm not going to say the best lad, he's a foreign kid. He has got a great work ethic and everything else. And I think if you asked any minority, any person, any white guy, black guy, pick it, whichever one you want, I bet they'll tell you that they don't want 1 million men coming over in boats. We've probably all got the same, you know, the same thoughts on it. Who would? You know, if you've got a glass this full, a can, you know, and our country's quite small, how many, you know, we can only fit so much in until it's full. And then that's when people get pissed off because can't get a doctor's appointment, can't get this, can't get that, can't get the other. Then somebody on the internet will put something saying, oh, migrants get, you know, doctor's appointment in, you know, within an hour, which is probably bullshit. And then that gets everybody wound up like a coiled spring ready to explode. And that is no good for any of us. So boys, this is what I would say to you, because I love to give you all some good business advice. Ignore everything on the internet. These news things, these Tommy Robinsons and all that, you know, he's a passionate guy, you know, and there's probably people on the other side who are passionate, and there's somebody on the other side who's passionate, whatever. Just ignore them, stay out of it. When there's a riot, go down with some of your flyers and give them some flyers and say, we'll do you a skip on Monday. Yeah, just make the best of a bad situation. What can you do? You can do nothing. And that's the problem. You know, people are fed up and out changing. Everything's gone expensive since COVID. Everybody's fed up. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't get a riot in an happy country, would you? If I was happy as Larry, I'm not going to be kicking off. I don't anyway. I try and stay calm. I'm probably the calmest person in the world. But you know, because getting irate don't do now. It's not like you can't have a roll around on the floor with something, have a scrap. But at the same time, don't solve anything at all. Nothing. Just if you give somebody a good ad and it just makes a bigger feud that goes on longer, it's pointless. But anyway, right, back to what I was saying. If you get a problem in your local town, go out there, give some flyers out, get your skips on TV. Even if you do the skips for free, I'll let somebody bring some rubbish in here on Monday, which was from the town centre. Let them do it free, and they give me a shout out on the internet. It costs you nothing. A wheelie bin on fire, it's already burnt out. A little bit of ash or thing, he'll save you, you know, good bit of advertising for you. But let's go back to what I was saying about gravel, because I always like to give you some good advice. So 50% of my money that I earn, which is pretty shit at the minute because all the gravel prices have gone up, is from gravel. We sell gravel. I mean, we're lucky, we've got an half decent sized yard, and we bought this years and years and years ago when property was absolute. Well, me and my dad bought this, what we had it now, 15 years ago. And when we bought this yard, which goes obviously right over there, the skip side's on that side, it cost us like 100 and something grand, because property was cheap. Going back to what I was saying, property was cheap and you had a chance. You know, you can't do it now. But, well, it's difficult. But we sell type 1. Okay, you might pay 20 quid for that, you sell it for 40. Your gravels, you pay 25 quid. I sell a few telegraph poles. I've also got my own farm, so I use them on my farm. We've got, obviously, like I say, your grey gravel, your cream gravels. And all you need to do, right, there's some brokers, yeah, big national brokers. So if anybody wants to do this, I'm happy to put you into the people that so there's like 3 or 4 companies, they'll deliver all of that into you, and the prices you will pay will be just a few pound more than they pay for it. They work on very small margins. There's a few of them are really good. So if you would like me to put you into these companies who do this sort of stuff, you know, like this is sandpit sand here, this is like what's left after we've bagged it up, right? It's really good stuff. Your profit margin on that is about 60 quid a bag. You don't sell much of it, a couple of loads a year, but you know, if you put £1,000 into it, you maybe make 2.5 back. You know, these gravels, you might fill a bay up like that for 400 quid, and then you'll have, you know, within months, that'll be gone, and you'll be laughing. We do bags, we do cement, we do all different stuff. But you know, it's an handy thing to have. The profit margins are really good. So I didn't want this video just to be doom and gloom and just be going on about, you know, fucking riots and shit like that. I wanted something else in it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and my take on it. Like I say, don't let the government divide you because you're fed up. I'm fed up. You know, everything's expensive. Steel's expensive, PTOs are expensive, repairs are expensive, food's expensive, electric's expensive. You know, they're just sucking the life out of us, and when you ask them what's made it go up, the main thing is energy. The war in Ukraine, that's what forces stuff up. Everything in the world is based on energy, diesel, you know, fuel, all stuff like that. That's what actually affects it. And you know, England is sat on the biggest coal reserve on planet Earth. You know, England might as well be a block of coal, and we're not allowed to burn it. So the little bit we do mine out this country goes to another country, they burn it, and then they sell us the stuff back. Well, make sense of that. Exactly, stuff like that is what does my head in. When people are inefficient, waste time, you know, you go to the doctors, you go to A&E, you have to see a nurse first, then you see another guy, then you see the doctor, and you sit there 5 hours. Why don't they just have a doctor who sees you when you go in and says, actually, you're all right there, mate, you know, get you sent off home. It's simple, isn't it? It is simple. But it's not simple when you've got really educated people who've got basically no common sense. So you've got a problem, and then our government now, not talking about skin colour, it don't matter who you are, if you cause shit, you're getting locked up. But you're not sorting the problem out. Anyway, I hope that's give you some food for thought, and leave your comments about what it is. And like I say, that's just a working man's take on it, and I'll see you all soon.